Yo, what's going on, my peoples? Welcome back to another episode of No Big Deal Podcast, aka No Big Deal TV. This is history in the making. I got a very special guest. Yes, New York's finest, and I do mean finest. We go way back. My girl, Big Pretty Nail. What's up, baby?
Hey y'all, hey Big Mom, what's goody y'all?
Yes, y'all. So I've been trying to get her on this platform for a while now, and we finally here. So we just
Finally,
gonna kick it.
finally.
This is history in the making. She's my first female co-host. Y'all know I've been looking for a female co-host for years. So I want to take this no big deal. Like, not just make it about sports, we're gonna make it about everything. Because you know why? It's no big deal. So Big now, talk to me, baby. What's going on? How your Tuesday going?
Nothing. I appreciate the opportunity. I really do,
Yeah.
especially as an honor being the first female co-host on your No Big Deal podcast, No Big Deal TV. Shout out to Big Marv, the one and only. I'm doing blessed on this wonderful Tuesday, baby. How are you?
I'm blessed, sweetheart, man. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to be chopping it up with you. This is gonna be fun, and I cannot wait.
I know, y'all. We finna sit here and get it real.
So, tell people where to follow you, TikTok, your TikTok, and in social media.
Yeah, I have TikTok underscore also you pretty nail underscore underscore. And then my IG same thing. We're gonna keep it real simple. Underscore also you pretty nail underscore underscore. Make sure y'all hit that follow button. Make sure y'all show love.
Most definitely.
Subscribe on my TikTok. I promise you it's gonna be a movie.
It is. It's definitely a movie because I've been watching your TikTok too. You're incredible, man. So tell us about the streaming. Like, what got you into the streaming? Like,
So
what?
I honestly just started streaming, y'all, like
Mhm.
3 weeks ago. I'm not gonna lie, it's taking off faster than what I thought. It opened opportunities. I got the opportunity. I was always told to do it, but I was always scared. Like I'm very to myself. I try to stay to myself, but I have a friend. Shout out to Red Lipstick.
Shout out to Red
Stop
Lips.
playing with her. Big Red Lipstick, not the little one. Shout out to her. She was like, yo, just do it. Just do it. Like I'm
Right.
telling you, like you're gonna be fine. Just flow with it. It's just like just come natural, be yourself.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what I've been doing. Like, you get your trolls, you get that. I've only had a couple, but it's cool. As long as they watching, that's all that matters.
Exactly. They watching us right now. So
Good or bad, baby, we want it.
exactly. That's where bring it on. I love the trolls. And I love talking back to them too. But so what made you
Try not
conquer that?
to. I try not to, but I'm gonna keep it up.
Where
I'm gonna keep it up. We from the Bronx, baby. We ain't gonna sit here and stay quiet.
never, never that. We New York finest, so shout
Period.
out to home. So what made you conquer your fears and do the streaming? Like,
I just felt like I had too much time on my hands. Like it was something that to keep me busy. I was like, okay, I need to find something that's with my alley. Like I
right.
love having fun. I love just goofing off. I love the vibes. It's just everything, meeting new people all over the
Yeah.
world. Like I'm not gonna lie, streaming really got you meeting people everywhere, like everywhere. I'm talking about Dubai, Nigeria, all over the states. Like I've met people, I'm on streams, I game battle, I'm there.
Yeah.
The talent that you even see out there. Like I've had people get on and they start singing, rapping,
Yeah.
playing instruments. Like that shit is mad dope to me. So I'm like, shit, might as well. So I just flow with it.
This is
You never know where it could take you, baby.
this is a whole nother world, isn't it? I never like thought this would be what it is. Like
Not
streaming from a phone, camera, or none of this stuff. I'm like, wow.
you streaming and then picking up different cultures. It's like you just realize like the world, how big it is. Like it's small but
Exactly.
big, and then it's crazy the avenues that it could open up. And I'm just like, it's a blessing for a lot of people. I'm not gonna
It is.
lie.
It
And
is.
it's been a blessing for me. Of course, it helps. So to be able to entertain and then on top of that, make money. Of course, that's number one. We always
That's
get
the
into my
goal.
bag.
That's
Always
the
get into
goal.
the bag. So you just never know who you could relax and open that door to too, because everybody thinks that you just been doing it or you or you just this outgoing person, like, nah, like, and then they say to themselves, and I'm like, nah, like, you could do it. Like, if I did it, trust me, y'all could do it.
Yo, salute to you, boy. Salute to you. So tell me about your Dominican culture. Like, I just never really, I
You
never,
never really?
no, never.
I've been out there, but I haven't been out there in a long time. Like, I'm not gonna
Uh-huh.
sit here in front to y'all. Like, but my culture wise, especially being from New York, like, we all grew up with our culture. If you're Caribbean, that shit was installed in you. Like, it's installed in you. It's in you, not on you. Period. So that culture, I love my culture. Like, I love being Dominican, the food, the music, just the energy, the family gatherings, the it's just like the wholesome that we have. We tight. Like, my family, we don't have to talk every day, but I'm telling you, baby, we coming deep. Like,
Shout out
so
to your
it's
family, man.
so my culture, I love it, like, down to the music. Like, it's just the love. We just love partying. Like, my
Yeah,
grandfather still lives out there, so I do have family. I have plenty of family out there, actually.
yeah,
My plans is to go visit this summer. Hopefully God says the same. So I'm just
yes.
really, really ready to just be able to embrace it. Like, I love the language. I mean, I speak Spanish. I have no choice. Back in the day, we had no choice. I mean, nowadays, these kids ain't enforced to speak and take in their culture. But, I try to keep it up. My kids ain't got no choice.
Hey, tell them again. They ain't got no choice. They don't have no choice. And shout out to grandma. Wasn't her birthday like?
My grandma. I mean, my grandma. She's the apple. She's that tree. She's the one holding us all together. So shout out to my grandma.
Shout out to grandma, man. We love you, grandma. Make sure come on the show, grandma. I'd love for you to talk some
Yep.
teach me something,
Shout
grandma.
out to my abuelita, mi viejita bella.
Shout
Shout out
out
to
to you.
her.
So like the music culture, like the Dominican music, what's your go-to and like who's the hottest out right now in the Dominican?
So, I mean, he's not Dominican, but you got to give it up to Bad Bunny. Like, Bad Bunny is taking over the Latin culture, like.
Yeah,
So, but then again, you got the dembow music. Dembow is hitting too, so that's basically like another version of reggaeton type shit. So, I listen to more dembow. I listen to bachata.
yeah,
My favorite artist is Romeo Santos. I was a big Aventura fan. I mean, even if you African American, no matter what culture you are, you know who Aventura is,
gotcha.
especially if you're from New York. Which is what I miss back home. Like, because in New York, you walk into a bodega, you listening to somebody.
Exactly. Classic moments, man. I miss all
Yeah,
those.
what? You over there ordering your bacon, egg, and cheese, and you over there listening to Aventura real quick, good bachata song. My family listens to side to side, but I gravitated more to the bachata side. I
Right.
love bachata. Like, I'm an old soul. I'm Raulín Rodriguez. I'm Anthony Santos. Like, yeah, like I'm them for sure.
Love it, love it. So you, of course, you're a music girl. We know.
Love it.
What's the go-to genre for you?
My go-to genre, it depends on my mood. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah, that's
y'all.
true. That is
It
true.
really depends on my mood because if I'm in the gym, I need something that's gonna hype me up. So
Right, right.
now I'm listening to Boss Mandilo, Big X, Finesse Two Times. I'm listening, like, my mix is everywhere. Future, Mom, Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty. I'm just everywhere. I tried
Right.
it. V's. I'm not gonna. Is that how you say? I don't know if you say his name like that, but I listen to him. Low Shimmy. I listen to. I just got on to Lil Tyler, and that's because of my kids.
Oh,
So, I just got onto that. My shit right now is For Me Remix. So, my shit also is by Boss Mandilo, Mo Chicken. I listen to that shit every day. Like, I love it. But, it depends on, honestly, my mood. So, I'll listen to R&B when I want to mellow down because sometimes all that rah-rah shit get tiring. You want to relax your mind. So I'm Snow. I go back in the day, Mary J. I'm Faith Evans. I'm Tweet. I'm all that. Like I'm back so now I try to get into the new genre of Coco, the R&B of Coco Jones and stuff like that. But ain't nothing but like that old school R&B.
Nothing like the old school. So let me ask you, 2000s R&B versus 90s R&B. Which who you got?
90s.
90s? I can agree. Yes.
That 90s. Come on. Like that's music you still listen to now. You
Right.
go to the club and they dropping a Donnell Jones and
That is true. Isn't he?
that's
You don't consider him more of the 2000s though?
well, yeah, Donnell Jones, yeah, you will say, but you got Casey and JoJo.
Yeah, you got the case of
You
Joe.
got Casey and JoJo. You got Mary. Who
Mary,
else you got?
hometown girl. You got Eight Keys.
Yeah, Big Yonkers and Big Yonkers. You got that old school. You got Faith Evans because Faith Evans, even though they were hot in the 2000s, also early 2000s, it was the
Yes,
late 90s because she was with Biggie. So it's come on, stop playing. I feel like
man,
back in the day, New York had that music shit on lock.
we did most definitely, and people argue with us that we didn't. But you can argue the West Coast, but you can also argue. You can't really argue the East Coast music.
It
We
was
just
just
took love
something
from
about
it.
that. Like, shout out to the West Coast though. Ain't no
Yeah,
beef.
shout out to them. I take nothing from the West Coast, and I love West Coast music as a kid, but I just back home it's just where we was
Where
at.
it's at. Like you have to respect it. Like you can't, like I always tell everybody, y'all, like music began in the East.
In the East Side. Tell them
And
again.
nobody tell me nothing. Like y'all better learn y'all hip hop history. Like fuck out of here. Like I always tell everybody, I'm like, yo, that shit started in the Bronx.
It,
KRS-One. Are
it
you
did.
crazy?
It
Like,
did.
come
I'm not
on.
gonna
Like,
lie.
if you know music, you gotta know your history.
Is it true that y'all really didn't like Brooklyn people? I have so and like
Ew,
that.
you gonna put me on the spot?
It was so much mixed emotions growing up as a kid. I'm like, wait a minute. But I was cool. But look, like me and you cool. And my auntie from the Bronx, I just had so many people. It's like, I never believed that. I used to believe my brothers when they used to say that all the time. I used to be scared to go to the Bronx.
You used to be scared to go to the Bronx?
Man, well, I got jumped at Cortona Park one time.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I was like, maybe they right. Maybe they.
I'm not gonna say we don't like Brooklyn people because a lot of the people that I'm friends with, you know, are from Brooklyn,
Right. That's
or
what I'm
people that
saying.
I've encountered with a majority, especially living in the South. Like every time but there is a lot of false claimers out here. So, everybody's quick to say, oh, I'm from Brooklyn. And then when you ask them, oh,
Yeah,
what
you
part?
gotta ask people like, okay, where is this at? What street is this on?
See, but I don't know Brooklyn like that because I'm not gonna lie to
No, I
you.
meant like from like where you
Yeah,
from.
back, yeah, yeah, nah. Like I'll be like,
Okay.
okay, and like give me some streets that don't just sit here and give me Southside Bronx. I need some streets. I need some streets. Like if
What
you
high
are,
school you grew
yeah,
up
what high
in?
school did you go to? And like you already know if they bullshitting or not. So
Exactly.
I really try. I don't think, but I do say that a lot of people from Brooklyn think that they better.
I'm definitely not gonna argue with you on that because they really do.
They
Mm.
really do that thing. I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem because Brooklyn is big. Y'all had the biggest rapper ever, Biggie.
Yes.
Like y'all had the biggest rapper ever. I mean, shit, we had Big Pun, but Biggie, like that's a legend, baby. Like like so to say you were from Brooklyn, like that was automatically people respected that. Like
Yeah.
I just feel like a lot of people try to put that Bronx and Brooklyn beef, but shit, I don't
Exactly.
have no problem with Brooklyn. Shout out to Big Brooklyn.
Exactly.
I think as
Exactly.
long as you from New York, baby, we the fucking greatest.
That's what I was saying. Like, why can't we all just come together at one? As long as you and I ain't gonna lie, I was one of these ones. I was like, if you're not in the five boroughs, I'm not rocking with you like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And it's Staten Island don't even count.
I can't count Staten Island either. I would have rather put Yonkers.
Exactly. I live in Yonkers too. So shout out to Yonkers. So I live
Shout out to Yonkers. And what about Vernon? Would have put Mount Vernon?
Mount Vernon. No. I think Mount Vernon
I,
is like stubbies.
I can't stand Mount Vernon. I
But shout
can't.
out to Mount Vernon.
Yeah, shout
Y'all
out
do
to
not
Mount Vernon. We ain't gonna take it there, y'all. Shout out to everybody.
But I just feel like you from New York, like you that bitch.
You that one.
You that one. Like
Tell
can't nobody tell you nothing different. Like you that one. You gotta help. Baby, you can make it in New York. You can make it anywhere.
You can make it anywhere. That's why I'm like, damn, I can make it in this little soft ass Atlanta shit.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in Houston now, but Houston's becoming the new Miami, if you ask me. So, but I mean, I ain't nothing but like back home.
I know, right? Like,
that New York life, baby, that shit different.
We got to go up there in the summer.
Yeah, no, we got to.
We at least like you
and
said.
And then you can take me to Brooklyn. I only been to Brooklyn, y'all. Like I've only been to Brooklyn once.
Yeah.
But I told myself I was never going back.
I mean, like you said, it's as long as it's like
it's different.
For a couple days. Yeah.
That shit different. Brooklyn different. I'm not gonna lie, Brooklyn different.
We got Caucasian people living there now, so
Brooklyn different. Just Brooklyn different. Like everybody, all my people from Brooklyn, they be like, yo, the Bronx mad dirty. And Brooklyn? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my dirty. Fuck it. Y'all call it dirty. I love my dirty city.
Exactly. That's why I said the sun shine up there too. I'll be trying to tell them the sun shines up there too.
The Bronx, I love my city. I love it. Like I'm quick to tell anybody I'm from the Bronx. I mean, I live in Houston. But baby, I don't care how long I've been here. I'm a Bronx baby.
Man, listen, I love it. I love it all. So I gotta put you on the spot.
What?
Give me your Mount Rushmore of New York rappers.
The top four?
Top four.
Ever?
Like who you gonna put on the Mount Rushmore? Like that's greatness right there.
Greatness ever.
Like greatness ever.
I'm gonna say Big Pun.
Huh?
That's number one. I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, I love A Boogie. A Boogie with the hoodie.
I ain't never heard that before.
I really like him. Like I like A Boogie. I mean, not if I'm talking about this genre. Yes. This day and age, I really will say A Boogie. My girl Cardi.
Cardi B?
Yeah, my girl Cardi B. I love me some Cardi. I don't listen to a lot of female rappers.
Yeah.
And then Remy Ma.
Remy. Okay.
Remy Ma, baby. Remy, y'all gotta respect Remy. Y'all got to. Like, I gave you two guys, two girls. I gave y'all one from back in the day, one for now, But I just Remy Ma and Cardi, those are my two girls.
Yeah. Respect.
Nah, but who you got from Brooklyn? Because there's a lot of y'all.
Man, you know who I'm going with. Man who inspired me. Notorious B.I.G.
Of course.
But I got one from each borough.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
I got KRS.
Nah, yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I said, don't really count. I gotta put Jada up there.
You put Jay number one?
No, Jada is like.
Oh, Jadakiss.
Yeah, he just.
Oh, nah, like, Jadakiss is. Jada. You said in my borough, but if I'm going with Yonkers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just taking one from each borough and putting them on the Mount
Rushmore. Yeah, nah. Kiss nasty.
He is. And Nas is originally from Brooklyn. He was born in Brooklyn.
But he was raised in Queens.
Raised in Queens.
So of course. But Queens is where his heart is. So you gotta respect it.
Yes.
That's just like Tupac. Tupac wasn't born in Cali.
Right. Born in New York, straight.
Born in New York. But Cali had his heart.
From New York.
That's why I tell him, like, y'all, all the greatest rappers, I don't give a fuck. Tupac is not born in Cali.
Yes. He was adjusted to Cali ways, but he is
exactly like, but but it's cool. It's wherever they represent and where their heart was at, and that's where his heart was. So, but he would never deny where he was born. And New York creates the greatest, so we'll take that one too.
Man, tell him again.
Period. But Kiss is nice though. I'm not gonna lie.
People sleep on Kiss. I don't know why though.
Kiss is nice. DMX was nasty.
Yeah, X was in the whole tier. X was in the whole tier though. Like
Yeah, he's a whole different.
He
That's
is.
a different man. That's a different man. But yeah, Nas, those are the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
Big, even Jay, Jay, nice too. You just got to be in the mood for Jay.
Tell him again. I listen to a Biggie song every day. Like at least,
Which one? Which one would you at least listen to every day?
oh, sky's the limit every
Well,
day.
I was gonna say that. That shit is a motivator.
Every day I play Sky's the Limit when I wake up. That's just a routine. I play it every day. Like that's out the question. Even if I don't listen to Biggie for the rest of the day, I have to play Sky's the Limit.
Sky's the limit. Yep.
So yeah,
Show.
no question, no question. Sky's the Limit is my go-to track. Gym, wake up, work, any type of deal. Hell, I could just be riding in the car, going to the park or the store.
You know who you ain't say?
Huh?
You ain't say Cam.
What does Kim? I mean, I only kind of really rock with hardcore, and that's because my sister let that out growing up. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm admit this, and my sister's gonna see this. I know they're gonna clown me. I actually bought Notorious K.I.M. when it came out. When that came out, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, I bought it. I went and bought it. But that album is nice too. But I can only really put those two. Did you like La Bella Mafia like that?
I like, yeah, but I was like, I like diplomats. Like,
Yeah,
like I love their, like, they were dope because they had that shit on lock too.
they did.
They
But
had that shit on lock too. Even Ja Rule once upon a time.
I can't take nothing from Ja. Ja
Yeah,
had some hits. No matter what happened between him and Fifth, like Ja had like us, like he had the whole New York gem.
lock until 50 came down because 50 dead man.
I know, but I was like, damn. It kind of was true though. We like back in '03, we kind of did turn our backs on Ja a little bit.
Nah, for real. Everybody was
Right?
many men. Wish death befall me.
Exactly. I'm like, I ain't rocking with Ja no more. I was like, I'd be the first to admit that. I was like, I was one of them people. I was on 50 side. I definitely was.
We went from put it on me to many men real quick. Put it on me. Nah, fuck that.
That's crazy work, man.
We switched up. Damn, that's fucked up.
He did though, but hey, we can't go back. We can't go back though. Like I said, I thank Ja Rule for his
Nah,
music.
you gotta give respect when respect is due. And I mean, we've definitely mentioned greatest.
Yeah,
These are men and women that have opened up that path
right.
for plenty of people. Shit, you got Lil Kim, Foxy, you got all of them. So it's like
Now
they
Foxy, I
up
will
there.
put over Kim.
Yeah, for sure.
Fox is like my girl. I always, and I'm not just saying that I met her personally because I always tell people that. Like, people like, who your favorite Wu-Tang? I'm like, Raekwon. I'm a chef. He inspired me to be a chef. I've met him before. He's a nice guy. He's probably one of my favorite Wu-Tang Clan members of all time. And we,
Really?
yeah, oh, yeah. I respect ODB over meth. Over meth. I'm calling it now. Raekwon is my guy. Well, like I said too, now I met him personally though.
But I love
But I met him personally though. That's why.
Yeah, that's why. You have a personal
Now,
relationship.
if I would have met Matt, yeah, most definitely, because he lyrical, funny dude, does it all. Now, if I would have met, yeah, Matt my favorite, but that's just have like that moment where I met Raekwon. He was coming out the gas station. I met him. I was able to talk to him. I was like, man, you inspired me to be a chef, and he was like, man, that's good. Talk to him for a good 10 minutes, and we went on our way.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. Like every time I hear somebody say they met somebody famous from back home, like I'm not saying that not all of them are the same, but I feel like a lot of them weren't so bougie.
Oh
Like,
no,
like I feel like it was just they never forget where home is at.
never.
Never. Like I love seeing them, go back home and they be like, yeah, I'm back on the block. And, like, don't get me wrong. I know you have to outgrow and you can't always go back because of the
Right.
status and people do hate. But I love the fact that they never forget
Never.
where they come from.
Yeah.
Like, never.
You remember the tunnel?
Yeah.
We snuck in a tunnel one time. And Foxy let us stay. It was like her little party. And we was like minors. It was me, my cousin, and two of his friends. We all four of us snuck in there. And she let us stay.
Are you
She's
serious?
like, don't throw them out. How that's gonna look on me? You throwing somebody out. And you know me,
Oh,
like I
that's
said,
dope.
I've always been big. So he's like, man, he look big, he big enough to be
Grown. That's a grown man.
right. I'm like, he big enough
He
to
could
be
be security
here.
guard at this point.
Yo, she was clowning the security guard. Shout out to Foxy Brown, man. She was like, man, if he able to get in here and sneak past y'all, then he can stay. But she's like, look,
Yeah.
y'all little
I
niggas.
just feel like if you able to get past security, you work too
Right.
hard to get where you at. Ain't no point of going because they clearly wasn't doing their job.
I was like, listen, I ain't sneaking in that tunnel no more. That club was just too much for me.
I never been out there. Like I went to party, I left New York when I was 15, 14, one of them fucking ages.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved out here, then I went back home at the age of 16. So like, party wise, I really didn't get to do too much. I mean, I've been to the basement parties and shit like
Oh
that.
man,
House parties and stuff like that. The basement parties were lit.
that was this.
That's the time.
They was.
Shit, my sister threw one. So it was like, we were, and my dad owned the bodega. So, the basement was right here. The bodega was right there. My family was good. So, and my sister I remember my sister threw a house party and I felt like I was grown. I was 14, 13 years old at a house party with all these high schoolers. You can't tell me nothing, man. But shit, I went to party as an adult. I went to go party out there, but I went to Harlem. And I'm not gonna lie,
so
it was dope. It was dope. It was dope. That was different. And then I went to the South Side Bronx to party also. So, it was dope. Shout out to my cousin Tiandra. She took me. She gonna make sure I'm good in the hood.
Listen, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I'm loving those glasses. What's those glasses?
Oh, these are Big Fendi, y'all. Big Fendi.
What's your fashion like? What's your go-to like when you go out?
I'm not materialistic. That's one thing about me. I feel like I don't give a fuck how much money you got. Like it don't have to be name brand. It's not what you got on, it's how you put it on. So I'll shop anywhere. Like I'll go get me a Target t-shirt, make that motherfucker look like some money. So, but one thing about it though, I'm gonna keep my frames on my face. Ain't nothing off brand gonna touch my face. I'm sorry. I'm big B's, big Balenciagas on my face. I'm Fendi on my face. I'm everywhere. YSL, I'm everywhere on my face. So, but and my purses too. So it's like, they gotta be. I mean, I'll get a regular purse if it's cute. But again, it's not the name brand. It's how you put that shit on. And if you a New Yorker, you know how to put that shit on.
Better tell them again.
If you a New Yorker, you know how to put that shit on. So, I always tell everybody, man, all that designer shit, half of that shit ugly, you ask me.
Right.
It's just the name you paying for. And then them shoes be hurting. Can't nobody sit here and tell me y'all bought some name brand shoes, some Louboutins, Gucci, and all them shits hurt.
Man.
Give me my dunks.
Say it again.
Give me down to the motherfucking Gucci flip-flops. Them shits is hard and hurt.
So let me ask you something for you. What's some good advice you would give to the younger women generation? Like what's something you would be like, man, listen, this is what you do, this is what you don't do.
I just think I would tell these young girls boundaries, morals.
Yes.
Don't let social media fool you. Don't try to keep up with nobody. Your time is going to come. What's for you is always going to be for you, regardless of what, and you're going to get people in your ear. You're going to feel like you got to keep up in whatever aspect. And, I just feel like a lot of girls these days, the boundaries and the morals are no longer there. And it's sad. I have girls myself, and I always tell them like that respect. Don't ever in your life let a man tell you ain't worth it. I've had men tell me, you ain't gonna be shit. You ain't gonna do shit.
Mm-mm.
You got kids, you know, like I've been called everything but a child of God, you know, but shit, like I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. I'm a person that I don't care. I used to care. But I don't care. People gonna talk about me, good or bad. But make sure you keep them boundaries and them morals. Don't lose it. Like it's okay to set them and stand firm on them. If you ain't rocking with something, don't second guess it. Don't second guess it. That's what I always say. You know, don't second guess it. We all try to. I mean, we always be there. Like we'll be like, oh well, if I just do it, then this one time maybe it will. No, yeah, nah. If that turn in your stomach happens, that heart start beating fast, don't do it.
Man. So that was beautiful. That was beautiful, man. And I'm glad that you don't prove them people wrong and who told you that. So
oh yeah, of course.
We about to run it up. So
now we you know, one thing I always tell everybody, I'm a big baby. Don't get me wrong. I'm quick to cry, but while I'm crying, I might kick your ass. Yeah. But you know, I wonder the way we were raised back home, it was like you can't wear your heart on your sleeve.
No.
You can't wear, and you don't ever let nobody see you sweat. Nobody. That's one I always tell my kids that, and don't let nobody tell you can't do something.
They'll be dead wrong. Dead wrong.
They better hold their breath. So, hold your breath.
So describe motherhood. Like, what's it like for you? Like
motherhood, ooh, has its good days, has its bad days.
Has its good days and bad days.
Has its good days and bad days. You know, like, you know, I had my first one when I was a teen mom. I was 18 years old, literally 18. I had just turned 18 2 days before I had my son. But when I tell y'all that's my best friend now, that's my road dog. All my kids are my best friend, but you know, I grew up with my son, so like me and my son, that's my best friend. That's my homie. So, you know, but motherhood definitely has its good and its bad. Do I recommend having them that young? Hell no. Enjoy your life. Travel, see the world. You know, these men gonna sit here and tell you they love you. They telling you what you want to hear. That's all it is. So, you know, but motherhood is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of women out there, you know, unfortunately can't conceive. So it's like, you know, being able to produce and have children, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So I don't regret it at all. They're my broke best friends.
Nice. Tell them again.
They broke. These kids broke. They broken beggars. That's all they is. Broken beggars. But you know, those are my motivation. They keep me going.
Keep it going.
Oh yeah, ain't no time to, you know, you can sit there and cry for 48 hours, 72 hours. After that, get your ass up. You got people looking up to you. For real.
I applaud you. So you said something a couple weeks ago.
I didn't say nothing. I reposted.
You just reposted it. I kind of felt that though. Both parents should make the same sacrifices for their kids. Ready to dig those worms? Yeah, give us the breakdown. That's true though, but you're right. You are absolutely right.
Oh, for sure. Like I just feel like, and everybody's situation is different. But 9 times out of 10, the responsibility falls on a woman.
It do.
You know, it's easy, unless you're just a sorry ass woman. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, that responsibility falls on the woman. So as a man, you could pick up and go. You can go, you can hang out anywhere, you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. As a woman, you got to sit here, find a babysitter. If they're not getting their kids, and you know, the responsibility of taking them to the doctor, that falls on the woman. Calling off of work. If they sick, you got to call off of work. If you know, unless you were blessed with a father that is just as equal. But how rare is that? And if you are that man, shout out to you, King. I salute you. But you got dads out here, they don't even know who the doctor is.
or your school teachers or school teachers.
School
You don't
teachers,
know
then they
them.
at the end of the end of the year ceremony trying to take
Mhm.
pictures. Come
Like
on.
who's your daughter's best friend? Like,
Yeah,
you
like you
know,
don't know nothing, like you don't know anything. And then I feel like then that other parent gets upset because the connection with that child and them is not as close. And it's just like, you thinking that it's probably that other parent talking down, and it ain't. Actually, I always say, baby, when my kids were little, my kids are gonna see it for themselves. I ain't gotta say too much.
yeah, you gotta sometimes let them show them.
Yeah, and and then unfortunately, kids grow up and kids will see who that. It's not about what you can buy them, what
Right.
or any of that shit. Like, you know, you have to you have to be there physically,
Exactly.
mentally.
All the time. You
Like,
do that in the job all the
I feel like
time.
now, yeah, in this generation, these kids need it. These kids are lost. They
Yeah.
depend on TikTok.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy. I had this dude at my job. He was like, yeah, he had SpongeBob, this and that at the party. I was like, okay, but were you there? That's cool. But I'm looking like in the pictures. I'm like, dang, I ain't see him in not one of these pictures, bro.
That's wild.
I was like, yeah, you can sit here and come up and brag to us about how much money you spent on your son's party, but if you ain't in any of these pictures, I really don't care.
I think everything nowadays, unfortunately, is like an image.
It is.
Everything's an image. If they take a picture at the end of the year, it's like, oh, my baby got straight A's.
Yeah.
Who was there? Who was on their ass the whole year to make sure them straight A's ain't go down?
Exactly.
Who was showing up to parent teacher conference to see where their child needed help at because they were slacking? Like it's I feel like a lot of people do a lot of talk, a
They
lot of
do.
talk, a lot of talk, and they don't. And I could sit here and like I tell everybody, I could bash, I could do all that for what?
Yeah.
For what? Like I'm doing what I need to do. I'm not looking for no reward. My biggest reward is them walking that stage.
Right.
I tell everybody, my kids, my biggest reward is my kids walking that stage. Shit, my son graduates this year in May.
Amen to that. Shout out to you, young
So
kid. Yeah.
yeah, so my young king, he graduated. Like that's my biggest accomplishment. Like I tell them grades are my biggest accomplishments. But it's also how are you involved?
Yes. Yeah. You have
And it is always the absent person trying to get the most credit. Why is that?
trying to make they like you said, it's images trying to make themselves look good. Which is like you already kind of made yourself look bad. You're already the bozo, so why now? Like why? What's going on here? Either you here or you're not.
Maybe they're the biggest fans.
Yeah.
Biggest fans. They want to sit there with the posters. They
Yeah.
want to sit there with the flowers.
Mm.
Like, huh? Where they do that at?
I was like, I don't need you to be no pop-up.
Yeah, nah. That's a part-time parent.
Yeah.
Part-time parent.
We don't do those over here.
Yeah, nah. That's a no-go, y'all.
It's a
It's a no-go. How do you
mm.
feel if it didn't work out for a parent? The parents, they separated.
Yeah.
Do you feel like their new person should motivate them to be better and much more involved?
Because I've been in that situation, you could try to motivate. It just depends on you bringing that person to the pond or river, wherever you want to call it. They gonna drink it or not. Like I can sit here and say a million
Would you
things.
still be with that person?
No, no. I'm sorry if you have nothing to do with your children and you carry them for 9 months. Nah, can't do that. That's just it. Don't sit right with me. And I'm like, oh, you gonna choose me? I had a woman choose me before over her own son, and I was like, ooh, not gonna do that. Not gonna do that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like, especially when you have them young, like sometimes you want to have your fun because you feel like, you're at that age.
Right.
But I just feel like that other person that ends up coming should be bettering you. And that's as a whole.
Exactly. But I'm like, well, why? What's so special about me to where you want to drop your son? I had plans for us. If we gonna be together, I had the plans for us. I was like, cool, I can teach him to do this and that, but you sitting here trying to like terminate your rights and leaving with grandma? No, I'm just not with that. This is not me.
I mean, no, not terminating rights, but if it was a situation where, because I've been there before, where there was a situation where my kids had to stay with grandma for a couple of days, for a year.
Yeah, but that's different. Not
Yeah,
a permanent situation.
It was never, but shit. I'm Caribbean, so that parent responsibility is always on me. My mama is. I wish I had a babysitting grandma. My mama do not believe in babysitting. She was, girl, you want to go out, you better find yourself a babysitter. You better pay. You better do whatever. But a babysitter grandma, baby. I tell my mama all the time, you are not the old age Hispanic grandma. Abuelitas used to babysit. These grandmas nowadays, they don't be doing nothing. They will make an excuse. Oh, I gotta go do something. Next thing you know, they FaceTiming you, asking you what you doing. I thought you had to go out.
Exactly.
Why you not babysitting right now? Those are your kids. Okay, cool. You right. Them are my kids.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. That's just like, I get it, but your mom probably said, hey,
she been there, done that. Like my mom always says, been there, done that. I raised mine. That's her favorite saying. Mine are raised and grown. Mine are raised and grown. Ain't nobody tell you to have these kids. I'm like, you're right. But shit, now my kids are grown, so it's easy. It's an easy avenue. It does get easier. So make life what it is.
Amen to that, sweetheart. Amen to that, man. Anything else you want to add? Like, what's going on? Like, anything else you want to?
What else can we say?
Or we could save it for the next episode.
We could save it for the next episode.
So, I appreciate you, Queen, for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. She will be a regular on this show, y'all. So, like I said.
Yes, I appreciate you, Big Marv.
Yes.
I truly, truly do appreciate the opportunity. This is actually my first podcast. Really? And I've wanted to do one for the longest, y'all. For the longest. But again, I've been scared, nervous, not wanting people to talk about me now, fucking up or stuttering and, but I'm definitely grateful for this opportunity. I was really excited. So shout out to No Big Deal.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. So listen.
I appreciate the opportunity.
We'll be back.
Y'all.
We'll be back. Like I said, you're going to be a regular, and I got you. We'll talk business off camera, but hit that like, subscribe, notification. I'm gonna put all our social media in the description.
Like, comment, subscribe,
and everything. So we got y'all. This is, like I said, New York's finest. I appreciate my sister.
Period.
Like I said, peace, love, and all that.
Y'all have a blessed one, y'all.
Amen. Amen.